so I read Good Omens when it first came out, the book. I think I just left drama school, I think. And whilst I was at drama school, a guy in my year, Gary, had introduced me to comics, basically, and gave me Sandman and Watchmen and V for Vendetta and Swamp Thing and various, Hellblazer and stuff. And that's what got me into comics and what first introduced me to Neil's work, to Sandman. And so I was already into Neil was on my radar. And then when the book Good Omens came out, I got it and read it. And that introduced me to Terry's work as well, and I started reading his stuff. But so I was a huge fan of the book. So it's so interesting, it's such an interesting question, because then when it came to being in Good Omens, I realized that I didn't have, I couldn't describe to you what Aziraphale looks like in my head.
Yeah.
But it's, in some ways, it's like, I guess, sculptors who, you look at a block of marble and somewhere inside there is the finished thing. It's already existing in there. You have to kind of just get rid of all the bits that shouldn't be there, and then it's there. And it's the same with a character, I think, for me, when I read a book. I may not be able to tell you what I think the character looks like, but it is in there. Something feels right, and some things feel right about the character, some things feel wrong. So coming to play the character, I remember being in the costume fitting room, and we just sort of tried different things, and I would say, is there something like, usually you go to a place where there's massive storerooms of costumes, and I'll say, maybe it should be this sort of a color or that sort of a color, it should be this kind of a coat, that kind of a coat, and you try different things, and then you go, yes, that feels right. No, that doesn't feel right. It should be something more at one point, Aziraphale would have been wearing like a sort of trench coat, like a Columbo trench coat. We tried that. That wasn't quite right, And then slowly it starts to emerge, and you go, yes, that's what was in there. So it's what it feels like rather than what it looks like, maybe, to begin with. And now, of course, I can't imagine him looking any other way.